And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Stuart Field for tonight's men's soccer matchup. This is a Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference matchup between the visiting Concordia University Chicago Cougars and your host, IllinoisTech Scarlet Hawks. Hello, everyone. This is Eric Willowhite, Sports Information Director for IllinoisTech Athletics. I'll be bringing you the call tonight between the Cougars and the Scarlet Hawks. These teams scuffling a little bit as it comes into conference play. They're both 0-2 in the NAC, looking for their first conference victory. The Cougars coming in with a record of 1-6-1 overall. And Illinois Tech 3-4-1. They won their first 3 games of the season, the Scarlet Hawks did, but then they dropped 4 in a row before getting a 1-1 draw, non-conference draw against Elmhurst this past Monday night. So the Hawks looking to get back in the win column. And for Concordia Chicago, looking for their second win of the season and their first conference victory as well. We'll have the starting lineups here shortly. For Concordia Chicago, in goal will be Chase Zizak. And for Illinois Tech, in goal tonight will be number 99, Colin Thomas, the junior from Helsingborg, Sweden. And Zizak, sophomore goalkeeper from Muskegon, Michigan. We'll listen in on the PA call for today's starters as well as the national anthem.
Starting lineup, beginning with the Concordia Cougars. A sophomore goalkeeper from Muskegon, Michigan, number 0, Chase Zizak. A senior defender from Mercedes Soriano, number 5, Juan Maresco. A sophomore midfielder from Crystal Lake, Illinois, number 8, Isaac Hernandez. A first-year midfielder from Moline, Illinois, number 10, Caleb Kale. A junior defender from Bentonville, Illinois, number 18, Azael Castaneda. A senior defender from Morelia, Michoacan, number 21, Bernardo Delgado. A sophomore defender from Chicago, Illinois, number 24, Daniel Gutierrez. A sophomore midfielder from Monrovia, California, number 26, Giovanni Lechuga. A grad student midfielder from Cicero, Illinois, number 27, Giovanni Velasquez. A senior defender from Lansing, Michigan, number 28, Andre Wagandu. A sophomore defender from Naperville, Illinois, number 30, Michael Sunnies. The Cougars are coached by Brad Callahan in his 3rd season and assistant coach Felipe Rodriguez Fernandez de Mora. Now for your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. A first-year forward from San Jose, Costa Rica, number 2, Mateo Sequeira. A senior midfielder from El Dorado Hills, California, number 4, Ben Mel. A senior midfielder from Zaragoza, Spain, number 6, Adrian Coculo. A sophomore midfielder from Peoria, Illinois, number 8, Paul Balea. A sophomore forward from Parker, Colorado, number 9, Cal Graham. A senior midfielder from Burbank, Illinois, number 11, Christian Garcia. A junior defender from Homer Glen, Illinois, number 16, Jake Skiwa. A junior midfielder from Gaithersburg, Maryland, number 17, Tomas Revelado. A junior defender from Bensonville, Illinois, number 25, Dominic Krupa. A junior defender from Famagusta, Cyprus, number 31, Piero Shimitras. A junior goalkeeper from Helsingborg, Sweden, number 99, Colin Thomas. The Scarlet Hawks are coached by Marlon McKenzie in his 2nd season, and assistant coaches Aziz Tahir, Julian Soto, and Mateo Sanchez. Would all fans now please rise and remove your hats as we honor America for the playing of our national anthem.
I'll go over that with you. I'll probably have to share a link like a set or something so you kind of get the game.
That's in Keating, right?
Yep. All right, welcome back into the broadcast booth. Starters, national anthem, all that pomp and circumstance is over with, and we're getting ready to play some NAC men's soccer tonight at Stuart Field. A little breezy tonight, a little cool. Although it's supposed to pop back up in the 80s towards the later part of the week, or latter part, if you will. But a little breezy and cool lakeside tonight here in the south side of Chicago. So you heard the starters for both teams, and we'll get ready to go here shortly. As we mentioned in the pregame, both teams desperately looking to get on the board in the conference play, as they both sit 0-2. A lot of conference games remaining, obviously, but you don't want to go into a further hole and try and have to dig out from an 0-3 start. I suppose a draw probably doesn't excite either team. They're both looking for the W here. Concordia, Chicago on the road, and the Hawks at home. Concordia, Chicago will be in their travel maroon with white numerals, yellow trim. They'll be going right to left from your vantage point and from the camera on the east side of the field. And IllinoisTech in their home whites will be going left to right. Starting goalkeeper Colin Thomas is dressed in purple. And for Chase Zizak, he is in black. I hope he's in black. I don't think he's in maroon. Yeah, it looks like black with yellow trim up front. Play along the near side. And that's going to be Concordia ball on the throw-in on that near side towards the near corner. Now the throw-in towards the box. That's headed upfield by Shemitris. Then booted by Cogaludo. Gets it to midfield where Paul Balea knocks it down. Check that. That's Mateo Sakaira. He loses the handle. And now Concordia Chicago looking to go upfield. There's Paul Balea. Gets it to Christian Garcia, who cuts through the circle. Now Ben Mel at the midfield stripe. Sakaira gets through. Chipping it ahead for Rebellato, rolls too far ahead, and Zizak's there to pick up the ball. A good early work there from the Scarlet Hawks to at least put pressure in the Concordia zone. Now Cal Graham tries to swing it wide, too strong, however. That's going to go out of bounds and a throw in for Concordia Chicago. Let's get some facts on tonight's game. Well, it assumes the interweb is going to work here. There we go. Series history. 4-4. So, series history even at 4. Last game, Concordia Chicago won on last October. That was here at Stuart Field. That was a 1-0 victory for the Cougars. In 2023, Scarlet Hawks won in River Forest by the score of 3-2. There's Colin Thomas, who comes out and puts that ball, rolls it in play to Dominic Krupa. So 4-4 the overall series between Concordia Chicago and Illinois Tech. And we get a whistle. That'll be Illinois Tech ball. Free kick for the Hawks. It'll be Shemitris who will take it just inside. Well, Shemitris was trying to drop it back to Krupa, and he hit the ref's foot. They redid the restart there. Now the ball swings over to Jake Skiba. Finds Rebellato. Cogaludo too strong. Skiba's going to have to backtrack inside Hawk territory. And he'll release to Colin Thomas. Had a chance to interview Colin Thomas and Kayla Thomas for Scarlet Hawk Talk, our weekly radio show on Tuesdays. Colin and Kayla, siblings, brother and sister, who both play for Illinois Tech soccer. Colin obviously on the men's team here, and Kayla Thomas on the women's team, both obviously from Helsingborg, Sweden originally. They lived in Philadelphia for several years, and then they moved back to Sweden. And then when it came time to go to university, as they say, they came back to the States. Kayla started at a different school, but then transferred to Illinois Tech when Colin was here. As there is a whistle. Looks like they got an offsides there. So a brother and sister both playing at the same time at Illinois Tech. And with our lack of archives to verify if that's ever happened, it's a possibility that Kayla and Colin are the first pair of brother and sisters to ever play at the same time at the school. We've had brothers play here before, and we currently have that with men's soccer in multitudes. The Skibas, the triplets, they're in their third year. Right, and then the Baleas, new this year is Theo Balea, freshman on men's soccer, and Paul Balea, a junior. Check that, he's down as a sophomore. I was just informed by Ryan Cantlin, assistant baseball coach, assistant sports information director. We have a pair of twins on baseball new this year. They haven't played, but they are first-year players, Quentin and Caden Ripel. So a lot of sibling action here for Illinois Tech. At the Thomases, we had a chance to interview them. That was an interesting story. We'll have that podcast out, published probably either by the end of the week or beginning of next week, along with all the other Scarlet Hawk Talk shows from season 5 episodes total. So my thanks to Colin and Kayla for coming on the show. And Colin actually did a little smack talking with his dad, about his dad, talking about how his dad claims that he has dunked basketballs before, and Colin's skeptical. Here's Mateo, gets it to Rebellato. Rebellato trying to break free, gets it back to Sakairo's shot, and it hits the side of the net. Oh, good action there from Rebellato and Sakairo, a little give-and-go action. And through a lot of traffic, too. That wasn't easy sledding there for both players, but they were able to get a shot off, just went wide. So, but yeah, that was a fun part of the interview yesterday with Colin casting doubt on the athletic ability of, I believe it's Lewis Thomas, his father. So, and then he heard about it shortly afterwards. So it was good. So I'm sure it's all in good fun, though. So, but yeah, it was a pleasure to get to interview the two of them. Just great ambassadors for Illinois Tech athletics, Colin and Kayla. Adrian Kogaluta is going to swing it wide to Piros Shemitris. Shemitris now chipped towards the box. There's Rebellato. And then contact there between Rebellato and Zizak. And Coach Marlon McKenzie not in agreement with the officiating so far. And then we get an offsides against Rebellato. Here comes Concordia Chicago. They're going to boot it past midfield. Skiba knocks it down, throws it back into CUC territory. And then lofted back into Scarlet Hawk territory where Thomas will field it, get it over to Shemitris on the near side. Ben Mell connecting with Cal Graham. Graham had a hat trick in an earlier game against Hope College. Sakaira settling the ball down, trying to get free with that right foot. He's going wide. Sakaira with the shot. He scores! What an individual effort by Mateo Sakaira. And the Hawks go up 1-0. You go. Boy, you can tell Sakaira was working hard to get that right foot free and get off a shot. And he circled around and just sprinted to create his own space and fired that shot. And this time he gets it past Zizak. Scarlet Hawks take an early 1-0 lead with just under 35 minutes to go here in the first half. So good start for Illinois Tech as they've had the better of the play. And Sakaira able to connect there. Liz. The forgotten part about the scoreboard is the score. I know. Well, I think because they're so focused on time, and I get that, they want to make sure they're following the officials and stuff like that, but there's a stoppage in play after they score. Yeah. CUC will take the ball. Just inside the midfield stripe. They find Michael Senese. From behind, no call. Rebellato. And the ball angles out of bounds. Chipping it ahead. There's Mateo Sakaira, already with one goal. Pushing it ahead and getting in there, knocking it out of bounds was Andre Wangandu. Now that ball goes all the way over to the near side. Is Mel going to be able to get there in time? No, he won't. And so that'll be a turnover for the Hawks. Possession to Concordia, Chicago. And we got contact at midfield. Couple players for the Hawks go down. It'll be Concordia ball, however, on the foul. It'll be free kick just on the midfield stripe along the near sideline. Crossfield, bringing that ball over to Isaac Hernandez. Hernandez cuts inside. He has a little green in front of him. And his pass was picked off, intended for Bernardo Delgado, but getting in front of that one was Adrian Cogaludo, who has it now and chips it ahead. Cal Graham, near side. Graham stops in the near corner. Tries to spin up field, has a little space, gets some separation. Now finds Cogaludo, tried to punch it through. And chipped out of there by CUC. They'll look to move it upfield. Hawks quickly dropping back. Over to the inside. Crossing it back to Giovanni Lashuga. Hernandez. And now Sinise. Sinise sets it up high in the box to Wangandu. Wangandu swings it over to the far side. Once again, Isaac Hernandez will try and put it in play. Daniel Gutierrez chips it ahead, but picking that one off was Jake Skiba. Now Shemitris, kind of fumbled that one a little bit, but Hawks were able to recover, and Thomas kicks it upfield. Wangandu headed that one up. It went over towards the near sideline, and then it was kicked out of bounds by the Cougars, so a throw in for Illinois Tech. Under 30 minutes to play, 29-43. Illinois Tech up 1-0 on the strength of a great individual effort from Mateo Sakaira. Sakaira went down there. Now the Cougars roll it over to the far side. Sinise, ball taken away from Christian Garcia. Garcia steps up, now gets it across to Balea. Paul Balea chipping it towards the box, but missing connection there. Graham was zigging. Cal Graham was zigging when Balea was intending a zag there, and that ball rolled into the hands of Chase Zizak. Now punched into Hawks territory. Shemitris will flag it down and knock it out of bounds on the near side for another CUC throw-in. Mel to Graham. Back to Shemitris inside Hawk territory. Jake Skiba, inside-outside move. Finds Sakira. Sakira rolling quickly now into that far corner, but ball gets ahead of him there, and it'll result in a goal kick for Concordia, Chicago. Goal kick for Chase Zizak. Punching it upfield and headed further into Hawk zone. And offsides against Illinois Tech. Here's Daniel Gutierrez looking for a release. Now he's going to give it a kick into Hawk territory. That's tracked down by Giovanni Velasquez. Velasquez sends it back to the circle and played by Asael Castaneda. Cougars setting it up inside Hawk territory. Shot on the way, that hits the crossbar. And then on to the backstop. Goalkeeper's best friend, Iron. The Hawks, or Cougars, inches away there from tying up this game. That nice shot. Here's Rebellato on the far side. Rebellato inside out, going along the back line, looking to cross. Good defensive effort there, however, by the Cougars to interrupt that play by Rebellato. Trying to get the license plate on that defender there. Another shot in us. Offsides against the Hawks. Well, that defensive breakup was done by Isaac Hernandez on Rebellato, not allowing that cross to go through. So nice job by Hernandez to keep it just a 1-0 deficit. The subsequent play was an offsides whistled against Illinois Tech, so no goal there for the Hawks. But again, they continue to generate some chances. But knowing Coach McKenzie and this team, they need to get some add-ons here to feel comfortable, because prior to the St. Norbert loss on Saturday, a 3-1 loss, they had not scored in 3 straight games. Then 1 goal Saturday and 1 goal on Monday in the draw against Elmhurst. So obviously they would like to add on, and CUC likewise looking to get the equalizer here, as Colin Thomas will take the ball for the Scarlet Hawks. Down to 24:35 remaining in the opening half, 1-0. Mateo Sakira with the lone goal for the Hawks, about 10 minutes into the match. Out of bounds, near sideline throw in for Illinois Tech. Ben Mel will take the throw. CUC comes out with it midfield. Now taken back by Sakaira. And a good job there by Wangandu to get the ball back upfield for CUC. Now a foot race. Skiba in a battle there with Sinise. And release it back to Christian Garcia. To Thomas, back to Garcia. Now some pressure being applied. Cougars take it, control of an errant pass. Giovanni Velasquez. And a shot toward the box and a save made by Thomas. That's going to roll over the back line, however, and that's going to be our first corner kick for either team. And Concordia Chicago will take the kick in that near corner. I think it's Cabe Kale taking the kick. I think it's number 10. Kick on the way from the Cougars going towards the back of the box. And then out of bounds off the foot of Wangandu. So Thomas will have the free kick for Illinois Tech. Coming up on the 20-minute mark. Still got 2.5 minutes for that, but we have had no subs as of yet for either team. And we're going to get a foul on Wangandu on Sakaira. So it'll be a free kick for Illinois Tech. Shamitras, quick chip towards the box. There's Rebellato. Chipping it forward, but immediately punched out of the zone by Daniel Gutierrez. And now back to Thomas inside Hawk territory. Shamitras' pass along the near sideline goes out of bounds. Throw in for Concordia Chicago. Ball too far out in front. Jumping on that one was Chase Zizak. Intended recipient was Tomas Rebellato streaking down the middle. Now Ben Mel keeps it in play. Sakaira trying to squeeze it into Paul Balea. And now we get a foul call again on Concordia Chicago. So another free kick coming for Illinois Tech. This one a little deeper into Cougars territory, so let's see how the Hawks want to play it. Rebellato talking with Shamitras on this, and Rebellato will take the kick. Shamitras now will head towards the box. We're waiting for the whistle, and then the kick from Rebellato to forthcome here. Chip towards the box. Shamitras knocks it down. And then they whistled the offsides as he set it up for Graham, but the whistle had sounded. We have one substitution queuing up, and that's for Concordia Chicago. It'll be Justin Ocampo. Will be our first sub, at least for the Cougars. No one as of yet for Illinois Tech. Dominic Krupa pushing it ahead. Too strong, however, and Zizak will haul that one in. Gutierrez upfield. Ball is bodied down by Velasquez. Now they'll swing it wide over to Sinise. Sinise into the corner. Isaac Hernandez. That one rolls over the back line. Goal kick for Illinois Tech. So Campo coming in now. And he'll be taking the place of Bernardo Delgado. So Ocampo for Delgado, and that's your first sub of the match. With 19:10 remaining in a 1-0 lead for Illinois Tech here in this first half. Near sideline, Cal Graham battling. This goes out of bounds. Throw in for CUC. And we're going to get a foul on Shemitris. A lot of raised palms on the Illinois Tech sideline this match, but I don't think I'd be saying breaking news if I told you that coaches are not agreeing with some calls by the officials. Free kick coming from CUC along that near sideline. Good chip toward the box, but Thomas tracked it all the way and hauled it in. Nice job by Colin Thomas. Now Thomas will roll it to Shemitris. Back to Thomas. Far side, Jake Skiba. Paul Balea. Between two, waited too long, and then the two defenders closed in on him. That was Sinise and Ocampo. But now Balea gets another chance. Now this time he gets by Ocampo. Pushes it upfield. Sakira too far ahead of the play, and another offsides against Illinois Tech. That's been something that has been a bugaboo of Illinois Tech's offense here most of the season. The number of offsides calls. Ocampo. Cogaludo, chip shot over to Ben Mel. Now Graham punches it upfield, but it goes out of bounds on that near side throw in for CUC as they quickly activate. Now Cogaludo bodies the ball down. Adrian Cogaludo near side. Pushing it ahead. Graham looking to get loose. Shot! And a save, and falling on it is Zizak. Cal Graham got off a nice shot there. Good job by the Hawks to get that ball upfield. Balea intercepts, swings it over to Christian Garcia. Chipping it towards the box, too far out in front for either Sakira or Graham. And hauling that one in was Zizak. So you see getting a little more active and more action inside the Hawks zone here as the first half has progressed. Best shot, though, was that shot off the crossbar. They haven't had much on goal. And now fielding it in the corner is Isaac Hernandez in that far corner. Hernandez going baseline, and we're going to get a foul on Rebellato with the takedown of Hernandez. So free kick coming along the back line inside Hawks territory. Ocampo. Now they whistle it. Also in vicinity is Lechuga. And Lechuga will take the kick as Ocampo heads forward. Low line drive. It's bounced out of there by the Hawks. Good job by Rebellato to pull it forward. He's got a little bit of a beat, but then the ball jumped up on him. So now he heads it towards the box. Headed upfield by Wangandu. Hawks trying to keep it inside the zone. Cogaludo being pressured from behind. He'll release to Jake Skiba. Into the circle we go to Krupa. Now Ben Mel. Cal Graham back up high to Shemitris. Hawks will send it back to Thomas, and they'll have to reset on offense here as Thomas swings it to Jake Skiba. 14:23 to go. 1-0 lead for Illinois Tech in half number one. Knocked down by Rebellato. Ocampo pulls it away. Sends it, tried to get it through the box, and he gets the ball back. Nice job by Ocampo. Now Sinise. He'll stop it. Sinise heading toward the back line, looking for the cross. That's headed out of there by Shemetris, and then Ben Mel quickly pushes it upfield. Good job by Shemetris to get that ball out of harm's way, and Mel to push it further upfield on that opportunity by Sinise with the cross. Here's Colin Thomas. Finds Krupa. Krupa to Kokaludo. Mateo Sakira slowing it down, trying to feed it inside, and picked off as Sakira was trying to get it over to the left post where Graham was cutting in. Zizak has done a good job of anticipating and was able to pick that one off at the path. Rebellato onside, chip shot. Got a bouncer, but it went into the hands of Zizak. Good job by Rebellato just to get the shot off, but wasn't able to square it up, and a one-hopper that Zizak was able to field. Now Ocampo inside the zone, but that's going to be an offsides against Giovanni Velasquez of the Cougars. We might get our first subs now for Illinois Tech. Looks like Carson Floyd is heading over to the scorer's table. Jake Skiba along the far sideline. Now to Christian Garcia, Dominic Krupa. Paul Balea. He loses it, Ocampo, but then Balea pokes it back to Krupa, and the Hawks get back upfield. Sakira trying to fight off a defender from behind, then he loses the handle. Looks like they whistled the foul. Substitution now, Carson Floyd will check in for Illinois Tech. And coming out, Christian Garcia. So Illinois Tech's first sub is Carson Floyd. Yeah, so no penalty there. That was just the ball over the back line and a goal kick for Concordia Chicago with 11 and a half minutes remaining in the opening half. Upfield by Gutierrez. Velasquez, nice back heel pass. Now getting it to Sinise. Sinise trying to get that left foot free. Pushed away by Kogaludo, but Sinise continues to track that ball down. Quick on the ball is 30 in maroon. And now Caleb Kale loses the handle. Kogaludo looking to push it upfield. Kogaludo ahead to Graham, just too far out in front, and jumping out was Zizak. Rebellato moving inside. Oh! Sakira kind of picked that one off. Floyd might have had the handle on it. Here's Cal Graham with the shot, but that one goes high and wide. A couple options there for Illinois Tech as Floyd was free near that left post. And he might have been the initial intended recipient of that pass by Rebellato, but Sakira hauled it in, setting up the play for Graham. Either way, the Hawks getting an opportunity out of that as we come up on the 10-minute mark. And we get a whistle. Might have been a foul against Ben Mel. Now a foul on Ocampo. Shemetris will swing it over to Jake Skiba along the far sideline. Skiba. Header by Sakira goes over to the near sideline and out, and that will be a Concordia. I don't know, it'll be Illinois Tech throw. Shemetris will give it over to Krupa. Krupa to Thomas. Thomas has Skiba as his release, and that's where he's going to take it. Skiba with a little room up front. Now Paul Balea. Rebellato, far sideline. And foul against Sinise. Quickly in play by Rebellato to Cogaludo. Now Krupa. That goes out of bounds on the near sideline. That's a CUC throw. Cougars will roll it through the circle. Gutierrez. Ocampo. Another back heel pass there coming from Lechuga. Sakira slows it down to Cal Graham along the near sideline. Graham trying to push that one up to Carson Floyd, but Wangandu gets there first and knocks it back upfield. Cogaludo to Balea in the circle. Gets by one defender, and he's taken down. That'll be a foul on Lechuga. Lechuga's trying to say as Balea was tugging on him. Sakira bodies the ball down, looking for an option, trying to cut wide, then trying to squeeze it into Floyd, but it was picked off by Gutierrez, who slips, but gets back on his feet and gets it over to that near sideline. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Illinois Tech ball on the throw. Another substitution for Illinois Tech as Nick Skiba is going to join the party. So Nick coming in for Carson Floyd. Did hear Coach McKenzie didn't like where Floyd was positionally on one of the sequences there. I don't know if that has anything to do with the sub for sub. That one's pushed towards the box. Rebellato with the header. Wangandu tries to head it. He missed it. And then Graham with the shot and then into the box. Zizak with the save. It definitely is a conversation between McKenzie and Floyd on the sideline, so a little bit of a teaching moment going on there. Here's Jake Skiba back to Colin Thomas. Of course, Floyd broke the Hawks' scoreless streak over 3 matches. Did get a late goal for Illinois Tech in that game against St. Norbert to kind of break the scoring drought. Ball inside, but picking it off was Hernandez before it could get to Rebellato. Now Cogaludo in the circle spins and drops it to Krupa. Krupa to Cogaludo again. Cogaludo. Rebellato. Offsides. Here come the Cougars on the attack. Lechuga finds Caleb Kale. Caleb Kale cutting back inside, pushing it on net, and Thomas is able to pick that one off. Nice job by Lechuga and Kale. And Kale able to create some space and get a shot off. But doing a good job tracking that one was Colin Thomas, and he falls on it to extinguish the threat from the Cougars for the moment. We're under 5 minutes to play now in that first half, 4:44. 1-0 Illinois Tech. They've had some chances, but still only the one goal, so this game is definitely within reach for both teams here with CUC opportunity to get an equalizer. As I said, they've been slowly progressing offensively as the first half has gone on. Now Sakira lets the ball come to him, pushes it through to Graham. Graham's got an opportunity here, but Zizak comes out and punches it away from Graham. Boy, what a game by Zizak. He's been playing lights out there, just quick awareness, quick on the ball. Cal Graham maybe with the head down a little bit, and Zizak took advantage of that and poked it away. Here's Zizak now. He's going to give it a drop kick into Hawk territory. Sinise over to Ocampo. Now to Lechuga. To Sinise in the far corner. Jake Skiba gets in front of that one to shield Sinise from the ball. And lets that one go over the back line for an Illinois Tech goal kick. Cogaludo. Cal Graham slowing it down, trying to go back upfield, punches it towards the box. Inside there is Nick Skiba. Shot, score! Tomas Rebellato got the ball back. And Rebellato gets the goal. So Tomas Rebellato gets the second goal for the Hawks and giving them a 2-0 lead. And that gives the Hawks a little breathing room. They continue to generate chances. But remember, the Cougars were continuing to pressure. But Illinois Tech continued on, and that time able to get the goal by Rebellato after a lot of activity there. And you go up 2-0. Now that ball will sail over to Zizak, who immediately pushes it upfield along the near sideline. 2.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. A 2-0 lead for Illinois Tech on goals by Sakira and Rebellato. A couple more subs queuing up for Illinois Tech here with just over 2 minutes remaining. It'll be Logan Garcia along with Troy Siebert. Rebellato battling here with Hernandez. Rebellato pushes it to Krupa. Krupa finds Rebellato along the far sideline, who heads it down and releases it back to Paul Balea. Now Krupa. Krupa with a little space. He's going to cut through the circle, slow it down for Cogaludo. Now Rebellato. Rebellato's onside. Cross. Oh, and Zizak saved it. And then going back for it was Wing Onto. A close call there for the Cougars. They could have gone behind 3-0. Now Shemitris will roll it back to Thomas. We're coming up on 1 minute remaining in the half.
1 minute remaining in the half. 1 minute.
So Illinois Tech trying to get out of this first half here, holding that 2-0 lead, not allowing a late goal, with CUC pressuring, trying to cut their deficit in half. They'd like nothing more than to get a goal here to shift some of that momentum. Krupa bodies the ball down, chips it up to midfield, and it's played by Isaac Hernandez. And now Gutierrez finds Hernandez. Ocampo taps it upfield. Picked off by Balea. 18 seconds remaining. The ball was too far out front, and Wing Ondu will give it a boot out of play here along the far sideline. Quick throw for Sakira as we're under 10 seconds remaining. Now Sakira will bounce it towards the box into the hands of Chase Zizak, and we'll go into halftime with Illinois Tech holding a 2-0 lead on the strength of goals by Mateo Sakira and Tomas Rebellato. 2-0 Illinois Tech at the half. We'll take an audio break. And we will be back with second half action and first half stats right here on the Scarlet Hawk Broadcast Network. And back here at Stuart Field, halftime score, Illinois Tech 2, Concordia Chicago 0. Goals by Mateo Sakira at the 10-minute mark. And the 41-minute mark, Tomas Rebellato with the goal, giving the Hawks the 2-0 lead. So an early goal and a late goal. The Hawks take a 2-0 lead. Shots in that first period, 8-6 in favor of Illinois Tech. Corner kicks, there was only one. That was the Cougars. Fouls, 10 for the Cougars, 5 for the Scarlet Hawks. And each goaltender credited with 3 saves, Colin Thomas and Chase Zizak, although Zizak seeing more pressure from the Illinois Tech side. Getting ready to start second half action here. Concordia Chicago will now be going left to right. And right to left will be Illinois Tech. Same goalkeepers for both teams. Chase Zizak to your left and to your right. Is Colin Thomas. And we're underway. Second half action from Stuart Field here in the campus of the Illinois Institute of Technology, south side of Chicago. Cougars with early zone entry. We get a foul on Balea. Nope. Yes. Going over to take the kick is Juan Maresco. So Maresco will take the kick for the Cougars. They look to get an early strike. Maresco curling in towards the box. And the ball eventually pulled out of there by Colin Thomas, who quickly hurls it upfield, trying to get it to Sakira. Good job defensively, however, by Isaac Hernandez to get in front of that outlet pass from Thomas. Now the Cougars bring it back in the zone. Hernandez tries to get it back on that near sideline. He does. Leaves it for Ocampo. Back to Hernandez. Hernandez cutting in. The cross, and it's booted out of there by Ben Mel. And then a follow-up boot. That sails over the backstop here at Stuart Field. Goes on to 30th Street. Skiba pushes it to Krupa. Rebellato. Mishandle, goes out of bounds. CUC throw-in near side. Cogaludo. Upfield now to Cal Graham. Check that, Mateo Sakira. Sakira to Balea. Balea with the shot, hits the crossbar. Not sure if Zizak got a piece of it to push it up, but either way, it went off the crossbar, and it'll be Concordia Chicago ball. We do have a whistle, stoppage of play, check on an injury timeout. We got a player hopping up to their feet. I believe that's Lechuga. Giovanni Lechuga, who's now is trying to get off the field, but he is unable to put much pressure on that right foot. Now he's just trying to get enough to where he's out of bounds. And head trainer Mika Sanchez is going to take a look at Lechuga. Coming in will be Bernardo Delgado for CUC. And now ball's in play. Kind of in harm's way there is Lechuga and the trainer Sanchez. The ball's pushed over to Rebellato and an offsides call. That rarely happens. It'll be Hernandez with the kick for the Cougars. Shemitris gets it to Rebellato, however, on the near side. The Hawks look to get back in transition here. Rebellato cutting inside. He has a little room in front of him here, and now he gets off a shot that's well wide of the mark. And it'll be a CUC goal kick for Chase Zizak. Zizak drops it down. Now's the part of the game where I get to identify the players who are on the far side of the field for the visitors. Well, I had mentioned Caleb Kale's name before, but I hadn't mentioned Juan Maresco until the second half. Just hadn't seen his number. Well, that ball is slowed down by Delgado. They're going to roll it wide from Castaneda. And Jake Skiba again shields the Concordia player, that time Isaac Hernandez, from the ball and allowing it to go over the back line for a goal kick. Cogaludo upfield. Now Sakaira. Oh, he tried to roll that one over to Graham, but Hernandez was there, or Gutierrez was there to pick it off. Still a throw in for Illinois Tech along the far sideline to Shemitris. Now Adrian Cogaludo. Midfield stripe, Jake Skiba. Finds Rebellato, just couldn't get a piece of it, and then it rolls into the hands of Zizak. Under 40 minutes to play in half number 2, 2-0 Illinois Tech. On the far sidelines, nice job by Kale. Krupa able to intercept, but now cutting inside was Skiba to offer some help. And Mel will find Cal Graham. Hawks look to get on offense here. Graham cutting inside. Graham. Rebellato switch sides. Now Sakaira. Christian Garcia had cut in. CUC pushes it upfield. And out of bounds, it's going to be Illinois Tech ball. Near sideline. Throw it. Dominic Krupa to Shemitris. Cal Graham. They're going to say that one went out. Yeah, it clearly was over that line. There's Maresco with the throw in for the Cougars. Far side throw. Giovanni Velasquez comes out with it, finds Maresco. Maresco tried to boot it inside. Graham got in front of that one. Now Sakaira punched out by Maresco. So now Sakaira with the throw. There's Cal Graham. Graham being pressured from behind. It'll be a goal kick. Good job defensively there from Andre Wangandu. Cogaludo with the header finds Skiba. Skiba punches it to Rebellato now. Near side Rebellato. Stutter step cutting to the inside. Tried to go to the top of the box to Paul Balea, but Ocampo intercepts. Sakaira gets it back. Looking to go free. There's a collision between two players there. Both players are down. Sakaira and not sure if that is Isaac Hernandez. We're waiting to see if we get the trainer call. They're holding off for now. Yes, that was Isaac Hernandez. Two 2-0 Illinois Tech. Clock stopped with 36:44 to go in the second half. Now we're back in play. Cogaludo to Krupa. Crossfield to Shemitris. Back to Krupa. Now Skiba, Jake Skiba. Skiba long feed finds Balea. Or actually, that's Christian Garcia. There's Balea. Back to Garcia. Now Ben Mel. Ben Mel with a chip over to Cal Graham, who bodies it down. Graham back to the top of the box, Cogaludo. Now Paul Balea. Rebellato. Tomas Rebellato with a goal in the match. Squeezing it in between to Kyra. Trying to get it back up high to Balea. Mel tries to steal but punches it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for CUC. Moresco. And Gutierrez. Ocampo just below the circle. Balea picks off that pass from Delgado. Quickly pushes it upfield. Cal Graham now has Rebellato. Along that near sideline, is it going to be too far out front? No. Rebellato's able to track it down. He's got Sakaira to the far side of the post. Slows down, tries to split a couple defenders. Will knock it back up high. Now Cogaludo with the shot. What a save made by Zizak. As he was able to dive on that low shot from Cogaludo. And now the drop kick upfield deep into Hawks territory. It's bounding out of bounds. Shemitris, however, plays it to Ben Mel. Back to Shemitris. Nice little give and go. And now up ahead, too far out front. Offsides is the call. Rebellato frustrated on the offsides call, but here's Zizak. Zizak punt that one upfield. That goes over the head of Krupa, but Shemitris is there for support. And his pass over to the far side was partially deflected and rolls out of bounds, and it's going to be Illinois Tech ball. Substitution for Illinois Tech is Logan Garcia. Will check in for the Scarlet Hawks. And coming out will be Mateo Sakaira. It'll move the throw in a little closer to midfield. Ben Mel will take it. Now to Garcia. Heading it over to Cal Graham. Graham in a race with Wangandu. And Wangandu plays it and pushes it out of bounds on that far side. So a quick throw in for the Hawks in Garcia. Now Paul Balea. Balea blasts one, but that one sails high and wide of the left post. As we come up on 33 minutes remaining in half two, half number two, Illinois Tech holding a 2-0 lead. Cogaludo heads that to Balea, who is knocked down from behind. Cogaludo Pursues upfield, but now Sinise gets it for CUC. Michael Sinise still with the ball. He's taken down from behind. That's going to be a foul on Rebellato. It looks like the referee's reaching into his pocket, I think. And we get a yellow card on Rebellato. So Tomas Rebellato with the yellow card. If they ever made a statue of Tomas Rebellato, it would be with his palms up. As he's usually in disbelief of many of the calls the officials make. Ocampo with the kick. Headed upfield by Ben Mell. And now Cal Graham has it, and the Hawks quickly look to transition. Rebellato through ball attempt, but that one is snuffed out by Gutierrez. And now Castaneda pushing it to Sinise. Sinise with a nice spin move. Ball was released by Skiba early, or not enough on it. And then Thomas had to come out and play that one. Now Rebellato moving upfield. Conversation along that near sideline. It's going to be Illinois Tech ball. And play getting a little feisty along that near sideline between Rebellato and Ocampo, I believe that was. Cogaludo swings it to Shemitris, Piero Shemitris. Now Logan Garcia lost the handle on it as he tried to squeeze through. Shemitris will take a far side throw for Illinois Tech. Cal Graham back to Ben Mell. Now Graham. Shemitris, Krupa back inside Hawks territory. Back upfield to Mell. He'll settle it down. Into the circle we go to Adrian Cogaludo. Now they'll swing it over to the near side. Rebellato will peel back, take that ball. Here's Cogaludo. Cogaludo with a shot, and that one's going to go wide. Troy Siebert now checking in again for Illinois Tech here in the second half. He's coming in for Tomas Rebellato, which I think Coach McKenzie trying to settle down his forward there. A little excitable. So give him an opportunity to just kind of unplug for the moment. And Siebert will take to the field. Garcia trying to intercept that one. And it's going to be Illinois Tech ball. It'll be a free kick for the Hawks and Shemitris. Good job there by Logan Garcia to press on the ball. Shemitris to Krupa, with pressure being applied by Giovanni Velasquez of the Cougars. Cal Graham. Skiba. Now upfield they go. Chipping it towards the box. Top of the box, Balea was there. Now Cogaludo inside. Adrian Cogaludo spinning inside, outside. Going back up high to Ben Mell. Here's Paul Balea with a shot. Scores! Paul Balea with the shot! And a blast! So Paul Balea with the blast, giving the Hawks the 3-0 lead. We're efforting to see if we'll award an assist on the play. Was a little bit of a motion movement that Balea had to do, but there was a pass over to him. And we're just trying to verify if it'll credit with the assist or if it'll stay as an unassisted tally for Paul Balea. So 3 different goal scorers for the Hawks, but Balea with a blast up high, no chance for Zizak. And Nick Skiba queued up to come in again for Illinois Tech. Into the box. Ball goes up high, and Balea blasts that one upfield. Now the Hawks looking to apply some pressure here, but good job by Isaac Hernandez to change the direction on the field. And now here comes CUC. That one's going to go high and over the back line and out. High and wide on the push from Moresco. Here's Zach Skiba. And Nick Skiba is on. Zach is queued up. Christian Garcia has come out as Nick will take his place. Out of bounds along the near sideline, and now Zach Skiba will make his appearance. So now we are in the triple Skiba formation for Illinois Tech soccer. And Zach, Nick, and Jake are all on the field at the same time. And we do have an assist on that goal by Balea. It's from Ben Mell. So Ben Mell gets the assist. Oh, no triple Skiba formation as he's coming in for Jake. So Zach for Jake. So we're just going to go with the dual Skiba formation. Logan Garcia tracks that one down in the far corner. Garcia taken down along that back line, and he is in some distress there. And it is a yellow card being issued on that play for Moresco, number 5. So a yellow card apiece, one for Rebellato and one for Moresco. And now Garcia back on his feet. We'll have a free kick for Illinois Tech along that back line. It'll be Paul Balea taking the kick. It's a good opportunity here for the Hawks. Sort of the equivalent of an in-close corner kick. But you got to have a different touch on the ball from this angle. Let's see how Balea and the Hawks play it. Balea's kick. Low line drive. And it's pushed upfield. Bounced in, though, however, as Cogaludo got a piece of it. Boy, Adrian Cogaludo's getting off quite a few shots today, but nothing to show for it, but not for lack of effort. Good job there by Zizak to snuff that one out. We'll have some more substitutions coming up at the next opportunity as Caleb Kale tried to cross that one, but Mel was able to intercept. Now Cogaludo again. Cal Graham along the near sideline. Graham through ball intended for Nick Skiba. And substitutions coming out. For the Hawks, it'll be A.J. Kumar. And for Concordia, Chicago, Enrique Alvarado. And checking back in, 20 is Roman Klozik. And then checking back in is Giovanni Lechuga. Checking out for CUC is Caleb Kale and Bernardo Delgado. Coming off for Illinois Tech is Cal Graham. So that's your substitutions. Graham, Kumar for Graham, Klozik and Lechuga for Kale and Delgado. 25 minutes remaining in the second half. 3-0 Illinois Tech. Here's Giovanni Velasquez. Maresco pushing it towards the box. That's bodied down. Ooh, and quickly punched out of there by Balea. With CUC in the zone. Logan Garcia heads it down, but it's too far out in front, and playing it will be Zizak. Here's Maresco, left foot punch towards the box. That's going to be settled down by Sinise. Check that, that's Lechuga, who's back on the field, looking no worse for wear. He got taped up by head trainer Mika Sanchez here. Now he's out dancing around on the field. Upfield, Logan Garcia heads it, but taken by Maresco. Maresco. Now Cogaludo. Logan Garcia streaking along that right side. Pushing the ball ahead. Who's going to get there first? Zizak comes out, knocks it down. Hawks look to keep it in play as Siebert. And it'll be a corner kick for the Hawks. Looks like A.J. Kumar will take the kick for Illinois Tech, number 34. As the Hawks set up their position for the corner kick. Krupa down low. Krupa deflected it, and then a header attempt. That was by Cogaludo. He's kind of wondering what does he have to do to put the ball in the net. He had a header attempt at that particular moment, along with a bunch of other shot attempts. But you keep pressing on. Sooner or later, it'll go in. As most players on offense will say, as long as you're getting chances. If you're not getting chances, then that's worse. Of course, you try telling a player that when they've had multiple shots and nothing to show for it. It can be frustrating. Here's Giovanni Velasquez around the midfield stripe. And he'll swing it over to the far side where Ocampo's there. Upfield they go. Oh, nice spin move by Lechuga. Hawks will run it upfield. Here's A.J. Kumar. Kumar will slow it down. Tried to feed it over to Skiba. Nick Skiba. But it goes over the back line and out. Substitutions for Illinois Tech. Carson Floyd checking back in, along with Tatum Miller coming into the game for the Hawks. So much more substitution activity for Coach McKenzie here in half number 2, given the score. As Ben Mel will check out along with Adrian Cogaludo. Adrian played a really good game. Like you said, doesn't have anything to show for it on the scoreboard, but he definitely has affected this game, number 6 in white. Here's Colin Thomas. And a foul on Concordia, so it'll be a free kick for Krupa and the Hawks. So defensively, you still have Shemitris right back. Your center backs are Krupa and Zach Skiba. And we're going to get a corner kick for Illinois Tech. Again, that'll be A.J. Kumar with the kick. Krupa, Floyd, and Zach Skiba in the vicinity. Floyd tried to head that one, but it pushes upfield to Shemitris. He'll just blast it. See if the Hawks can keep it in along that back line. They do. Kumar cutting upfield. Kumar rolls it, but it goes wide of the near post. Thanos Karayanis might be coming in. He looked to be going towards the box or the table. In for Concordia, Chicago, re-entering is Caleb Kale. Caleb Kale in for Moresco. Zizak pushes it upfield, but Nick Skiba able to bat it down. Now Paul Balea. Here's Tatum Miller. Tatum Miller's pass. Shemitris grabs it before Kale does. Logan Garcia into the box, trying to get it to Kumar. Little contact there between Kumar and goalkeeper Chase Zizak. Both are up and running. And Lorenzo Fideli will check in for the next opportunity for Illinois Tech. Corner kick now on the far corner. It'll be Paul Balea taking the kick. Left foot kick curling towards the box, headed out of there by Ocampo. Balea to Shemitris. Dropping it now to Logan Garcia, who released to Colin Thomas. Thomas, with 18:11 remaining, will punch it into CUC territory. That was headed down by Roman Klozik. Now Gutierrez plays it for the Cougars. Tap over to Klozik. Ball settled down by CUC. That was Sinise. And we're going to get a corner kick for the Cougars. Quickly into Sinise. Sinise over the back line. Feeding it up high to the Cougars, but the Hawks look to quickly transition. There's A.J. Kumar up ahead. Logan Garcia being pressured from behind. Back to Kumar. And they whistle for the offsides. And let's see if they give a yellow there for Kumar. And the whistle blew. He's just kind of getting a warning, a stern reprimand from the official for putting the ball on net after the whistle blew for the offsides. To Kumar. That ball goes off the fence on the near sideline, quickly put in play by the Cougars. They'll set it up high. Kumar backheel pass, and we get a whistle. And it looks like we'll get a foul on Illinois Tech. Tatum Miller, I believe. Free kick coming now for Giovanni Velasquez. Here's the kick from Velasquez, right into the hands of Colin Thomas. Now 3 substitutions in queue, 1 for CUC, 2 for Illinois Tech. The Concordia substitution would be Miguel Figueroa. And for Illinois Tech, we talked about Lorenzo Fideli, and joining him is Aiden Ash. Here's Logan Garcia trying to get that one into the box. But it was partially deflected there by Roman Klozik. Now CUC looks to push it upfield. Kumar slipped there on the fancy footwork from Caleb Kale. Now Wangandu. Hawks trying to track it down along that near sideline. They overrun it, however. And CUC looks to go the other way. Here's Krupa. Krupa pushing it upfield. Krupa. continues to maintain possession, and then he's taken down from behind, so good job by Dominic Krupa, creating a free kick for the Hawks. And we got a Scarlet Hawk player shaken up along the near sideline. I believe that's Paul Balea, but he's back up on his feet. Now the substitutions will come in for the Hawks. Lorenzo Fideli and Aiden Ash. And Miguel Figueroa for CUC. And Aiden Ash is told to not come out. Michael Sinise checking out for CUC with Figueroa coming in his stead. Paul Balea is coming out. Fideli in for Balea. Here's Tatum Miller. Nick Skiba. Carson Floyd overran the ball there, and now he's hobbled. Nick Skiba trying to punch it through, but denied entry there by Asael Castaneda. Here's Tatum Miller. Miller pushing that ball through over the midfield stripe. Here's Tatum Miller, has a little green in front of him, trying to get that through ball over. Hawks putting it on net, save made by Zizak. Good job by Tatum Miller to get that pass up front. And I believe that was Siebert with the shot. Here's Logan Garcia. Garcia to Shemitris. Neighborhood play trying to get it to AJ Kumar, but Wangandu shielded it from the ball as goalkeeper Zizak was able to track it down. He's looking to give it a punt here. He does. Krupa knocks it down. Fideli over to Thomas. Now Zach Skiba. Got blocked by Shemitris. That one bounded all the way back upfield. Absorbed that one. Here's Ocampo chipping it towards the box. A bicycle kick attempt there. Just wasn't able to connect. And now Aiden Ash will check in. Along with Will Hackford and Dylan Thomas. Coming out, Piero Shemitris, Troy Siebert, and Logan Garcia. Substitution queued up for CUC is Jesus Badillo. Hawks go back to Thomas in the cage. Now he's directing traffic to get a wider release there. Goes to Miller, back to Thomas. Now Thomas punches it over to that near sideline, but it goes out of bounds. And Jesus Badillo will now go in. And coming out is Castaneda. 3-0 Illinois Tech as we come up to 11.5 minutes remaining in the second half. CUC trying to get on the board here. Good individual effort there by Velasquez, trying to push that one on net. Battled through several players. Here's Dylan Thomas. Thomas being tracked from behind by Cale, but swings it out to Will Hackford. Hackford, far sideline. Now the back line. And they're going to get a foul there on Hackford. As he fouled, I believe it was Badillo. Wangandu will take the kick for the Cougars. Right foot kick toward the midfield stripe, headed down by Aiden Ash. Now Carson Floyd. Floyd into Hackford, loses handle on it. Wangandu. Upfield they go from Klozik. Now Lashuga. Here's Badillo. Ocampo. Ocampo rolling it over to Isaac Hernandez. Hernandez in pursuit along that near sideline. Punch toward the box. Oh, and that one sails over the head of Thomas. And goes over the back line. He's in close corners there, so close quarters between him and the cage, so he decided he was going to make an attempt at it. Never know which way that ball was going to drift. Either way, it's a goal kick for Thomas and the Hawks as we're under 10 minutes to play. With a 3-0 Illinois Tech lead, looking to get their first conference victory of the season to pull within 1 and 2 in NAC play. Here's Wangandu activating on this play. But now Krupa will bring the ball through the circle and swing it wide. Lorenzo Fideli. Now Kumar. Kumar playing, and looks like he might have got whistled for the foul. So Illinois Tech goals by Sakira, Rebellato, and Balea. Giving the Hawks a 3-0 lead as we come up on 8:45 remaining in the match. Lechuga punches that one upfield. Fideli will play it for the Hawks. Gets it to Krupa. Dominic Krupa. Krupa's played an understated but very solid match today. He's been in the right spot and interrupting a lot of flows for the Hawks. You just saw it right there, though, but he's been pretty money tonight in terms of being where he needs to be, when he needs to be, recognizing when he has to advance. Here's Fideli. Crossing it on top of the box, trying to get it to Floyd. Floyd bidding for his second goal of the season. Into Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas. Floyd now. Punch back upfield by the Cougars. Caleb Kale through the bottom of the circle. Fideli swings that one over. Nicely done by Fideli to swing it to Zach Skiba. And now Zach will look to push it upfield. .7:13 remaining. Near side throw in for Concordia Chicago. Ocampo will take it. Punch back up by Skiba. Here's Danielle Gutierrez for the Cougars. Over to Isaac Hernandez. Hernandez gets that ball upfield. And you got a player down for the Cougars. Looks like he's just trying to stretch that leg. As trainer Mika Sanchez is being called onto the field. So with 6:18 remaining in the match, we'll have an injury timeout. We'll take an audio break. Illinois Tech men's soccer leading 3-0 over Concordia Chicago You're watching Illinois Tech men's soccer on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Injured player for the Cougars was Giovanni Velasquez, so he's coming over to the sideline here. We'll have multiple substitutions for Illinois Tech. Carson Floyd just checked out. Carter Lisk replaced Floyd. Here's Ocampo. And he's taken down. And it looks like this will be a penalty kick, as he was taken down inside the box. So penalty kick being awarded for Ocampo and the Cougars. Justin Ocampo. Kick by Ocampo. Into the net. And a goal for Ocampo. So penalty kick goal for Ocampo, and it's a 3-1 game now. As Concordia gets on the board with 6:04 remaining. Well, now CUC deficit 2, still over 5.5 minutes on the clock, so anything is possible as they continue to look to pressure. Lisk, too far out in front possibly for Dylan Thomas. He gave it his best effort, but the ball was just too far out ahead. And it'll be a goal kick now for Chase Zizak and the Cougars. Obviously, the Cougars will have a sense of urgency here. Enrique Alvarado. Also on the field now for the Scarlet Hawks is Alexander Kuban. So Kuban and Alvarado checked in for Illinois Tech. Those are your latest substitutions. Here's Isaac Hernandez trying to get that one upfield, but Krupa able to gum up the works there. Then punch back upfield to Fideli. Carter Lisk. Enrique Alvarado. Cougars going the other way now. Miguel Figueroa. Sending it wide to Hernandez. Ocampo to Figueroa. Isaac Hernandez near sideline, near corner. And they'll let that one roll out over the back line. That'll be a goal kick for Illinois Tech. 4 minutes remaining. 3-1 lead for Illinois Tech. And another player down for Concordia. And they call the trainer out for that one. And a clock stoppage there. Obviously, that favors the Cougars. Can't see who that is. Not sure if that's Isaac Hernandez. He was in the vicinity on that play. Carried it into that corner. That might be him for the Cougars. He's still down on the turf. And being helped up. Substitution coming in for Concordia Chicago. Matias Zagara will check in for Isaac Hernandez as Hernandez makes his way over to the bench. Hobbling over, he might have cramped up there. Colin Thomas with the kick, activates it to Zach Skiba. That one shanked out of bounds, Aiden Ash. Quick throw in here from Klozek. Lisk. Curling that one in nicely to Thomas, but just getting in the way enough was Klozek. And now CUC looks to go the other way. Here's Jesus Padillo to Ocampo. Zach Skiba punches it back upfield to the circle. Wangandu. Carter Lisk trying to track that ball down, hung up there a while. And Wangandu regains possession for the Cougars. Under 3 minutes to play, 2:49. Here's Ocampo over midfield. Through ball trying to get in. And Aiden Nash will roll that one over to Colin Thomas. Will Hackford gets around a defender, throws it back to the circle, Enrique Alvarado. There's Nick Skiba towards the box, but coming zone, Zizek mishandled it. Oh! He didn't square it up. And then the ball was lying there. Carter Lisk had a chance at it with Zizek down and out. Either way, though, the Hawks had the ball in the offensive zone, just killing more time. Time not on the side of the Cougars right now. They trail by 2 with 1:45 remaining. Krupa punches it upfield. Dylan Thomas over to Carter Lisk. That's going to roll out of bounds, however. It'll be a throw-in for Wangandu and the Cougars with 1:27 to go. Figueroa knocks the ball down for the Cougars and releases it to Badillo. Hackford to Lisk, back to Hackford. Far sideline, Will Hackford. Tried to get it through Wangandu, but he was able to recover. And then a foul on Hackford. Under a minute to go. Caleb Kale trying to track that one down. Throw in for Illinois Tech. They'll get it to Dylan Thomas with 36 seconds remaining. Thomas to Lisk. Lisk cuts to the outside. On that far sideline now, he settles it down. Finds Hackford to Thomas. 23 seconds remaining. Through ball into offsides is the call against Alexander Kuban. And there you hear the countdown. Illinois Tech men's soccer defeats the Concordia University Chicago Cougars by the score of 3-1. Goals by Sakira, Rebelato, and Balea for Illinois Tech. And the lone goal for Concordia Chicago coming off the foot of Justin Ocampo off of a penalty kick. 3-1 is your final. Illinois Tech moves to 1-2 in conference play. And Concordia Chicago falls to 0-3. Illinois Tech also evens up their record at 4-4-1. Illinois Tech men's soccer will hit the road this Saturday as they head to Madison to take on Edgewood for the 3:30 match. Illinois Tech women will also be in Madison to play Edgewood women's soccer at the 1 o'clock match. Thanks for tuning in to the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. This is Eric Willowite, Sports Information Director for Illinois Tech Athletics, saying so long, and we'll see you next time on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network.